Welcome back to WaterparkRangers Let's Play Luigi's Mansion. In the last episode, we explored a lot of Area 3 and found a few more of Mario's items. And in this episode, we're continuing searching the twins' room, and then we're going to try and get closer to wrapping up Area 3. But we won't completely finish it. Call me Boris, and be afraid! Okay, I actually kind of like that one. Not gonna lie. I got away. What? The door won't open. Oh, it's because that boo obstacle has somehow jammed it. That's never happened before. But I guess that's yet another function that they have for escaping. So yeah, you can catch them even in hallways and stuff. But I should mention that if they get into a dark room or dark hallway, like, as in you haven't lit it up completely, then they will take very little damage, maybe like 1 HP every couple of seconds. And I don't think you're allowed to catch them. So even if it's 0 in the hallway, you won't be allowed to catch it if it's in a dark hallway. So boos can only be caught in lit rooms, as far as I know. Unless you're using Action Replay or something. So yeah, we recently picked up Mario's shoe, so we should probably bring it to the fortune teller. Because it's really annoying to have to bring them to her all at once, because then you have to read all the text at once. And it's very repetitive. What a lovely crystal ball. You know, these give off such a beautiful glow when light shines on them. Yeah, we knew that, Luigi. What is this, if it isn't Mario's shoe? Why, the sole is so worn, as if he's walked 1,000 miles. And I would walk 1,000 miles a night. No, that was 500 miles, I fail. Awesome song by the Proclaimers. Very obscure reference. Aha, I can hear it, your brother, Mario. He cries out for you. What? The power of the boos? You wish to tell us something of their mysterious boo power? Oh, harum, the boos do indeed have strange powers. When they gather in numbers, their power grows stronger. But they do fear your mighty Poltergust 3000. So, there's only one more item to get. And we have a little bit more knowledge about boos. And this next item we could have gotten a while back just because the door to where it's located is always shut. No, I mean, always shut. It's always unlocked. So as long as you have the fire element medal, which you have to have at that point, you can go get it. But it's my favorite one, so I'm saving it for last because it's super special. So as long as we're just walking through this hallway like we have a dozen times, and we'll do a dozen more, possibly more, I'm going to mention another thing about the element controls. Although you can hold down L to expel any kind of element, and it'll come out depending on how... the strength of it determines how hard you're holding down on that button. If you quickly, like, tap the L button all the way in, very briefly, it'll shoot out an element ball, like a fireball or a water sphere or ice chunk. So basically a projectile, but it's very hard to aim, and it's just a cool secret. It's not very useful. But I have seen it used to defeat Boolossus, because if you're really good, you can aim it, and... oh, you'll see later. That's right, I just mentioned a boss that we haven't even fought yet. So, as you can see, the door is open, but it won't let you through. So what you gotta do is very obvious, just light the candles, and then stand in the center of the room to trigger. A very odd thing that happens, because remember in the beginning with Abraham Lincoln's portrait, where they say, they love the dark, and so they will get you, or something like that, because you put out the candles? Well, for some reason, adding more light to this room makes the ghosts attack you. So, this game is not really good with consistency, that's for sure. So we're dealing with some pretty weak ghosts here, and fire's just fun to finish them off. Oh. Gotta take out that one first, because they're faster, they're the more immediate threat. Oh, great. I don't like getting hit by these. I should not be able to take damage in this game, I am a pro. So, Shy Guys, I've probably mentioned this from before, but if they don't have a pair, then they will just immediately rush towards you. And I say rush, they'll gravitate towards you, whatever. They don't move very quickly, is my point. And because Luigi got scared, we lost sight of that ghost. Yeah, a lot of people have complained about how Luigi gets scared for every single ghost that appears. You'd think that he'd eventually get used to it after a while. You almost got us, but now, instead, we will get you. Flaming death! Or whatever the equivalent of death is to a ghost. And now we will go after the boo in this room. This is a very small room, so the boo can escape very easily. I'm Boonswoggle, Plo! Okay, I don't really get that reference at all. Don't get through the wall. Don't run away. Just stay right there. Thank you. Because there's nothing but dark hallways surrounding this room. and that can just get really obnoxious. But fortunately, we didn't let him escape. We really haven't had any boo problems so far. So now with this room cleared, we can go into the next room, and there are a few different objects to examine. A gold bar, that's always nice. We have quite a few of them by this point. And anything up there? No. Now the telescope is pretty cool, so let's examine it. I'd like to visit outer space someday. How about right now? So go up to it and press A to look through. Ah, it's the moon. What's so special about that? So now Luigi hatches a brilliant plan. You shrink the moon, you steal the moon. No, he'll just blow up the moon. So grab a shooting star and release it at the weird angle and it'll hit the moon. And you blow up the moon. I don't know why, but that somehow makes a magical trail appear through the stars, leading to the one and only star that you can obtain in the entire game, which is really not common at all for a Mario game. I mean, this is really weird. This is supposed to take place in the Mushroom Kingdom, right? So this is a cool area, as you can see. It's like we're in space, walking on what appears to be like a moon bow or something. You found a Mario star! My, what a glittering beauty! And it's really cool. I'm just using fire because I think it adds to the awesome effect. It's like we're a rocket traveling through space. So it's a really, really weird and different room, and for that reason it's my favorite of Mario's items to go after, so I always save it for last. Not sure how practical that is for a speedrun. Speedrun of this game has to be really good because it's not a long game at all. But there are weird requirements, like it's very easy to forget how many boos that you need to get through specific areas. But because we're going and trying to catch every boo that we meet, we shouldn't run into any of those problems. So let's quick warp back to the fortune teller, and now we'll finally hand over the last of Mario's items. I'd say at this point we're probably a little way more than halfway through the game. Don't know if I mentioned that before. But it's going pretty smoothly so far. We haven't died, that's a good sign. What is this object you have here? What is it? If it isn't Mario's star, what otherworldly beauty? Alright, now we just have to sit through this text for one last time, fortunately. What do we seek? Ah, the spirits return to me. I see your dear Mario. The scene appears before me. What is this? Bowser? How can this be? I see the hideous form of Bowser. Is Bowser somewhere in the mansion? I cannot believe it. And yet I see it. I thought that Mario had suddenly defeated Bowser, like that ever happens. Has King Boo somehow revived Bowser? This could be horrible. Well, for you. Yeah, so Bowser is apparently making a reappearance. And now we have to catch this ghost, finally, to escape the room. The room! So we're just pulling this very easy ghost. It doesn't really try to escape. If we don't get a gold frame, that's pathetic. No, we cannot get that mushroom. What? Oh, you're kidding me! We might not get a gold frame because we got the mushroom. Ugh. And it's such an easy one, too. No, come on. That can't be right. We did so well. We got it down to 10 anyway. No, it's not true. Don't even ask. I hope we get a gold frame for that one. That was just pathetic. So we finally get the key that properly appears in this room from an actual treasure chest instead of just dropping down. Hint, hint. If there's not a treasure chest in a room, then keep looking until you find one. I think there's one in like every room except for maybe that balcony with a toad. Hi, I'm Luigi. I mean, Booigi. Ah ha ha ha. So he's like our ghost counterpart. That's an interesting one. Okay, now we are nearly done with this area, but there is something that I forgot to do, which I should have done at the very start of Area 3. And remember how we watered that plant way back before we fought Bogmire in the boneyard? If you didn't, that's okay. It's a very small secret. But the fact is, if you water it then, you have to follow it up by watering it before you take on Area 3's boss. This is part of a big secret. You see how it's grown? Well, we need to constantly take care of it, otherwise it'll wither. So we're going to water it before we go to the boss. And that will help us out at a later date. So we're running a little bit low on time, so next episode we will continue with Area 3 and hopefully finish it. See you then.